Week 7 route of the week. We have Steve's route of the week. We have my route of the week. We have the fan submission route of the week. Always drop the comments, go in there, or hit us up on social media. We have an Instagram account, right, Steve? 89 Show. We're like official now. Here we go.
We are
Tell
official.
us your route of the week.
The route of the
we're gonna
week.
do all 3 of them, but we'll start with you, Steve. We'll start
So
with you for
the route of the week for my choice has to be A.J. Brown, and hitting that easy button gives him a SLUGGO. I struggled running SLUGGO, so every time I see a good SLUGGO route with patience, setting up the defender. Look at Jalen Hurts always and has thrown a really
great vertical ball. Yeah.
Deep pass. But look at that. It's almost 10 yards off, gives him the slant. Rodgers bites. And AJ never breaks stride, gives him everything he has to slow down for the ball, then big boys him. And that is sealing the deal. Let me tell you, it looks simple or easy route, but the thing I love about AJ Brown is he always brings his lunch pail and he's ready to do business. And this is my vote for route of the week.
What about, you got the late hand, Steve? I loved this route.
Late hands.
What about the context of the game, right? Game on the line here.
Yes.
And you run this.
Davante Smith is going wild.
Yeah. How do you have to sell this in the context of where this is? The game is on the line here. You wouldn't think this would be the call as a DB, right? Like, is that what you're trying to play off of?
Well, if you look at you go back, you see the linebacker looks like he's coming out. So that's where the numbers and statistics where some of these teams now have coaches, but then they have these number or analytic coaches.
Folks. Yep.
And so looking at Brian Flores is going to continuously bring pressure. That's what he does. That's how he felt it was comfortable and kept the Eagles struggling in this game. But he looks like he's going to all-out blitz. And then he has the guy drop. And the linebacker that's dropping is dropping into the slant where they normally would run this play. Mm-hmm. But they also had a counter to the counter that the Eagles knew that was coming, and Rodgers anticipated it being a short throw as well. Did not go off in his spidey senses of, hey, this is a setup, just good route, good catch, good throw. I struggle with SLUGGOs. I just wasn't patient. I ran them at various different speeds, which would tip off the corner. Ohio State guy, because you're always salivating over Ohio State guy. Yep. One time, Ted Ginn Jr., when he was with the Carolina Panthers, and Darrelle Revis was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it was Monday night. Man, Ted Ginn ran a hitch and go, and he stopped and spin, like he stopped like he was going to catch the ball, and then spin, and it was lights out. Revis was not catching him. I just remember that, and I remember that play, and I told him when he came on the sideline, or I told him later in that week, I said, man, there's just some things that, Ted, that you do that I can never do, man. I just want to let you know, man, you're a hell of a route runner. And why is that coming up now is we had Legends Weekend, and so I had the opportunity to see Ted Ginn Jr. up in Carolina, and he told me this conversation that we had, and so I just wanted to shout him out, give him his flowers, and understanding, man. Not every wide receiver is equally built the same. They all have different deficiencies on different routes, and real wide receivers recognize other wide receivers despite stature when a wide receiver runs a good route.
Yeah, I love that. I love that story. I love the backstory. Because Teddy caught some heat sometimes, right, Steve?
Yeah, he did.
And so I like it. All right, this is my route. I'm going Davante Adams, or Tay. We had 3 touchdowns for Davante Adams. No Puka Nacua. Steve, I wanted to ask you, and the reason I wanted to do this route was what it's like to be a receiver in the short red zone, in the tight condensed formation, and just the physicality he uses off of the line of just.
Well, he had
you
no
have
choice.
to create your own space there, right? Like,
yeah, he had no choice. He understands he's getting held by the DB, but the DB does a good job of pressing him up, and obviously Matt Stafford, who has super great touch, right? And Davante is not known to be fast, but what you do know Davante for is his releases is one of a kind, and I believe he's one of the best releasing wide receivers in the game, will ever be in the game, just because he's so patient. He does a little stack. He does this, he slides underneath. He does a lot of different things at the line to get a smooth release. And in here, everything is sped up. But yet Davante Adams stays patient.
Oof.
And when him staying patient is exactly how it played in the Parson. He said in an interview after the game with Stacey Dales is, how do you do it? And Davante's been doing it for a very long time, and he's smooth, right? A smooth operator, right? And it was late in London right here, so the freaks come out at night. So it's just everything is right there. Here's the thing that I would have loved, man. If I would have loved to see if Travis Hunter was pressed up, how that would have worked out to be able to see. I think that would have been that would have been
a measuring stick, right, for the young.
Oh, that would have been a measuring
stick. What it would have been like. Yeah, that's a great point. That's a really good point. I just think how tough is it as a receiver down there to create your own space?
Everything's sped up.
Yeah.
Everything is sped up, and it helps Davante is above 6 feet. I was never really good in the red zone. That's why I ran a lot of New York personnel, which didn't really realize until I became an analyst of why we didn't throw a lot of passes in the red zone, because it just had to do with even though I had a 44-inch vertical, it still didn't help me because the guy who was covering me was slightly, not slightly, he was just several inches taller than me. So no matter how fast or how powerful I could jump, there was always because things happen in the red zone. So that's why. But again, it took me a while to figure that out. But it's never too late to figure out some things about yourself.
No, it's not. It's never too late for these two to figure things out. You have to remember, there was no Matthew Stafford in training camp, Steve. We all just assumed.
He had a herniated disc.
We all just assumed, right? They're both so good at what they do. You know what I mean? Both Davante Adams and Matthew Stafford. They both are always where they're supposed to be. His eyes move so well. Adams is always such a great route runner that it would just work instantly.
Yep.
I think this time without Puka Nacua might make this team even better as these two continue to build this rapport with one another, and we saw it in London. Woo! Okay, as another team getting better, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. Rashee Rice, his first game back. This is our fan submission.
Look at the patience.
The patience there.
Man, hits the easy button. This dude's been salivating, wanting, anticipating, working out, trying to get ready after this 6-game suspension. And comes back, runs a little hesitation route, gives the hezzy. Now, the Raiders ain't very good, but it doesn't matter that the Raiders aren't very good. If you run a nice, crisp route, you got to give a man credit. Look at Patrick Mahomes, double clutches it.
Is it a choice route, Steve,
come on,
no?
Jude. Huh?
Or was it a choice route, or was he always going to go in?
I think he was always going to go in. He did a really good job. So what originally happened is they flipped the script a little bit. See how the corner, the safety, and then a linebacker kind of flares out. So he does it. The linebacker's coming from inside out.
Inside out.
And Rashee is outside going in. So you have to do something patiently and quickly to bring the corner, to bring the blitzing or the linebacker who's going inside out. You got to give him something to either bring him to you or stop his feet. And he does both. He doesn't come completely out, but because he gives him that hesitation step, the linebacker does settle his feet. And when you settle your feet as a defender, when someone's going forward, that benefits the wide receiver or the person that's running the route. Does a really good job. The only thing I would criticized or critiqued, and probably his wide receiver coach would say it as well, is near the end where Rashee, don't lean upfield too much because you never know where that defender is, and that gives him an opportunity to undercut. And then also, too, I'm joking around with it, not really being serious. Come on, Juju. You got to block somebody, man. He could have got some more yards.
Yeah, because, listen, I'll say this. We know when the ball gets into Rashee Rice's hands, he's a running back. Like, he goes down the field looking for contact, looking to make yards, looking to, make something happen. If I'm a receiver on that team, once he gets the ball, I'm trying to block somebody. He can spring them. So yeah.
I tell you, I don't know if sometimes they do the walk in with guys. Rashee Rice came in with his outfit. He looked like he just got off a Harley Davidson and he's about to kick somebody's ass.
Off a Harley.
Right.
Man.
He had the leather pants. He had the chain in case his wallet falls off so he don't lose it. And, man, he had his sunglasses on. He walked in there with a man on a mission, and it was pretty dope to watch him get back and hit the easy button. These guys are taking care of business, and I think with Rashee Rice back on the field, it just has opened up the offense in a way that people were saying, is Rashee Rice really going to impact this offense that much? As a old school WWF, not WWE, WWF wrestling fan before my grandpa shattered my dreams and told me it was fake.
Oh, what an awful day.
Do you smell what the rice is cooking? Hell yeah.